Great article out today from David Ferguson of Raw Story on the issue of the Ebola virus and U.S. policy in response to it. So the outbreak has infected more than 3,600 people, according to the World Health Organization. About 2,000 people have died. So this is a tremendous outbreak. It's a very scary situation. But perhaps even more ominous is the fact that as many as 20,000 people will be infected before it's over. Again, those numbers and projections are from the World Health Organization. So, sound the alarm, because the emergency health infrastructure of West Africa, which is where the outbreak is happening, it's virtually non-existent. Okay, there was another article earlier today I saw about a town or an area that has 300 or 400 infected people, but they only have 260 hospital beds. I mean, it's brutal. It's brutal. So, what are the Western nations going to do in response to this? Well, the White House actually has a plan to their credit, and it's based on expert opinion and doctor advice. Specialists got involved, as they should for such a serious issue. And here's their solution. They're calling for $88 million to spend on the following: new initiatives at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, okay, which would focus on Ebola. The same for the Biological Advanced Research and Development Authority, or BARDA as it's called. More support for the World Health Organization. And most importantly, funding to speed up production of an experimental anti-Ebola drug that's shown some promise thus far. So, in steps the House Republicans now. Quote, "The Hill blog reported that a source familiar with the budget negotiations confirmed that House Appropriations Committee Chairman Hal Rogers will agree to provide only $40 million of the $88 million needed." That's not good. They say, quote, $25 million of the $40 million would go to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and $15 million to the Biological Advanced Research and Development Authority in order to speed up production of the experimental anti-Ebola drug. So, $15 million to speed up production of this anti-Ebola drug. And how much is actually needed for that? They're getting $15 million. What's needed is $58 million. They just said no. The Republicans just said no. Yeah, scratch that. How much will we give you? 15, something like that. Shut the fuck up, take it. There you go. Have a nice day. No, but they don't need $15 million. They need $58 million. They don't need $15 million. They need $58 million. They don't need $15 million. They don't need $30 million. They don't need $50 million. They need $58 million. What part of this is not clear? What part of this are you not understanding? Do you have a cinder block for a head? Is that the problem here? Are you an idiot? Are you morons? We're talking about an Ebola outbreak, a hemorrhagic virus. Have you read about it? Do you know how it works? No, $15 million. That's it. You'll be all right. Just take $15 million. Well, thank you. Aren't you so kind? Now, meanwhile, contrast this with other things that the Republicans are more than willing to spend money on. We just covered a story a few months ago about the F-35-2, okay? Because apparently the F-35 warplane wasn't enough. It didn't make stuff blow up fast enough. So what did they do? They spent billions with a B, billions of dollars on the F-35-2, which can't even fucking take off. It can't get off the ground. Billions of dollars later, we have nothing to show for it. The program was a massive failure, and they're still continuing to spend billions of dollars on the program. That, they don't question it, they just do it. Why? Well, I don't know. Could it be because all the different military companies pay a lot of money to the politicians, and so the politicians are just returning their favor? I mean, maybe if the company that was producing the anti-Ebola drug, maybe they didn't give their legal bribes to the politicians. So sorry, you get only 15 million when you need 58 million. And even if they got 58 million, it's not like people were getting rich off that shit. It's not like some CEO was going to buy a yacht. Okay? No, that's needed to combat Ebola. But no. See, this is their priorities. They have no priorities. They are so bought and owned. Okay? They're so corrupt that they can't fucking see straight. Here, Walmart takes $6 billion, ExxonMobil take $4 billion a year, the big banks take over $80 billion a year, Wall Street bailouts, rock and roll, go right ahead. You bankrupted your own companies, I don't give a fuck, take billions of dollars, I don't care, because you paid me. So I'm returning the favor. Here, raid the U.S. Treasury. But when it comes to a serious issue where everybody would agree, if there was ever a time for big government, Ebola outbreak, that would be the time for big government. But what do they say? No. We're going to love big government to give more money to rich white people wearing suits and ties who don't need it, okay? But we hate big government to combat the Ebola outbreak. We're not even going to give you a measly $58 million. And then people tell me that Republicans aren't stupid. Democrats have a lot of problems. They do have a lot of problems, and we go over them day in and day out. I certainly think they're corrupt as well. I certainly think they have their own issues. But are they stupid enough to say no to $58 million to combat Ebola? No. But the Republicans are.